I will tell you about the results of the performance tests. The tests were performed for ERC20 transfers and SPL token transfers. The performance differs by about 2 times. Let's see the results. Solana is running on the virtual machine with 48 cores. The results of the SPL token transfers are shown on the left. When working on the single thread, the performance is about 200 transactions per block. When running in 96 threads, the peak performance was more than 3,000 transactions per block. For ERC20 transfers working in one thread gives a performance of 100 transactions per block.
When
per block or per second?
No, per block.
Okay.
This is count of the number of transactions. This column is block number.
Do you have the actual time? Because there's kind of some dependencies between the execution in a block, the amount of time it takes, and gaps between blocks and things like that, and how big the block is.
Sorry, I don't understand.
So a block isn't guaranteed to be every 400 milliseconds, right? It's approximately there. So if a block has too many transactions, it might take longer to process. So it's not clear what the actual throughput is if you're measuring per block, because blocks are very variable themselves.
Simon Maria, I didn't catch the question.
Sorry.
Нету гарантии, что блок идет каждые 400 миллисекунд.
Время. Ты считал время?
Нет,
потому что...
Нет, я не считал время. Нет,
No, I didn't calculate the time. I calculated performance in blocks, not for seconds.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, got it.
If ERC20 transfers work in 96 threads, the performance is about 1,500 transactions per block. When performing experiments, a problem was discovered. The problem was found when Solana loses transactions. For example, if we sent 10,000 ERC20 transfer transactions, AAVE to UDP with pauses of 100 microseconds between sending, then some of the transactions will be lost.
In this experiment,
there's no guarantee that transactions are included. So there's a lot of places where things can get dropped. So it's up to the client to retry.
When sending our TCP, the percentage of losses increases. And even
It's not a UDP versus TCP thing. The block producer can drop transactions if it wants to. So it doesn't matter how they arrive via the TCP RPC port or via UDP. When they're actually inserted into the block producer is trying to quickly decide, is this going to fit into the block in time? Because it's racing to stream the block out and create it at the same time. So it can just drop data.
And why does Solana locks? I see that there are locks of Solana. It is looping for several tens of seconds.
There's a what? Sorry, looping? I
Looping?
don't understand.
Yeah, looping. So the Solana loops for a few dozen of seconds if a receipt is missing.
It could be, I'm not sure. Like you can talk to Steven or somebody like that. It could be that it's snapshotting, or if you're also reading the state, there is there's read-write contention if you're also trying to read that node at the same time. So if you're creating, if you're polling the state machine for any state, it has to take a lock. Depending on the kind of hardware you're running on, those locks get expensive. So it depends. It's not clear like what you're observing. Does that make sense? Если вы видите то, что там машина застанавливается на несколько секунд, то покажите это там Стивену на Discord.
Okay, thank you.
Ну, я не знаю, почему это может если еще в то же время, когда транзакции, когда эта машина лидер, если вы еще даете куча read requests, то что, reading the state, там происходит lock contention, потому что когда он processing blocks, он должен брать write lock, а как when you're reading state, он берет read lock.
Okay.
No, я не знаю именно what you're saying, so you gotta like share that with Steven.
Okay, thanks, Anatoly.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
What was is this Google Cloud, GCE? Or AWS?
AWS.
Okay. Yeah, those machines are slower for some reason too. I'm not sure why than Google Cloud.
Yeah, but right now in terms of SPL token, it's pretty nice, because the numbers correspond to what we expected. So, and then something happens with ERC20 tokens. So in terms of queues and etc. and these, what do we have to figure out with you guys? And yep.
Yeah, but that's pretty good. Like if you consider how much more work it's doing, right? It's doing this much bigger program.
Yeah, we do understand that, and we don't expect the same results. Yeah, but then so sometimes transactions are not put into the blocks, so and somehow they are botted.
So the client needs to expect that sometimes things get dropped.
Okay.
There's just no guarantee that anything's going to get included.
Okay.
So finally, it's about like 1,000 transactions per second what we have now, yes? Or like for ERC20?
No, it's
No.
It's like
2.5. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like
Okay.
3,300.
Like, okay, so now we need like on this sprint like to calculate Uniswap transaction per second, and then we have some benchmarks.
Yeah, correctly. Yes, we will have the TPS for swaps as well. Yep.
Yeah, Marina, if you need like equipment for like, I mean, Solana node, I mean, we have some older, I mean, so we are updating it every week almost to try to update our setup for P2P.org, for mainnet and for backer, I mean, and so we have a really like metal stuff, I mean, really hardware nodes for Solana. And so maybe we can give you like a couple of setups to test it now because we already have it.
Okay, perfect. Perfect.
Yeah, I will. You can ask. You can ask Dennis about it. You know, like
Mhm.